Hello there, and welcome to your session with Zach and Sandra. This week, we'll be covering movies from 1994 all the way throughout the year. This show is Oldie but a Goodie. I'm joined with Sandra. How are you doing, Sandra?
I'm doing very good.
That's fantastic. This week on Whisper Hour, we feature clicking and a weird sketch that I've just started.
We're not in stereo, so I can't go around the mic like actual ASMR people.
Yeah. Anyway.
We're in mono, because we're
Anyway.
Ah!
Now that you've put up the volume, I'm just going to do that.
What an intro.
You know, for our fans out there who enjoy that,
Anyway.
you can keep that.
This is the show we're spending all the year watching films from 1994. Did you mention the year? You probably did.
Yeah.
I'm just doing that again.
Yeah, no, I already did that part in the AMS skit bit. Yeah, anyway.
This episode is going to be a fun one.
Yes, we're
we're back on schedule.
Back on schedule, and we're covering this week, one that I chose, because I couldn't get enough of that other movie where I can't even remember its name anymore. Jimmy Hollywood.
Jimmy Hollywood.
Yeah, I got it. No, I remembered it all by myself.
You did.
That actor, I was like, boy, I could use some more. And then I started watching this, I'm like, boy, I could use less of him. But, as we'll find out, I got over that.
Yeah, you did.
And
I think we both did. He's pretty good at this.
He starts off all Jimmy Hollywood-like, and my brain hit the, oh God moment during the start of the film. But it got better.
Yeah.
It turned me around with his solid wit and silly humor.
Yeah,
this week we're covering with honors.
You chose it out of a bunch of other choices that, to be fair, all sounded not very good.
Yes.
You had one called No Escape, which was like this sci-fi.
Yeah, that kind of sounded interesting because I like sci-fi, but like,
It was one of those sci-fis, though, in which the budget was so small that they're like, we'll just base it in a prison and you won't see the actual dystopian future that we're trying to do. There was another one called The Favor, which was a rom-com with Brad Pitt.
Anyway, moving on.
When a Man Loves a Woman, 71% on Rotten Tomatoes it had.
Woo!
It was about...
Which means we have to avoid it because we want to cover the highest of garbage in this show.
Exactly. Apparently it's alright. It's like a drama about addiction and stuff. So yeah,
cool.
Could be right. Drama, and then the other one was PCU, about a college kid in the most politically correct campus in America.
That one sounds interesting. That one piqued my interest.
Do you want me to save the title for potential future?
Yeah, potentially.
Right. We'll do that. Right. We'll do that. We'll save that title for later on.
So,
yeah.
What's the facts? Tell me the deets about this.
The facts with honors released April 29th in 94. This episode's going out on the 26th of April. So we are ahead of the game. We're ahead of the game.
Future.
We've caught up.
Oh, so we saw the premiere.
We went to the preview screening.
Yeah, we went to the preview screening.
So this film is directed by Alec Keshani.
Bless you.
I'm most likely saying that name incorrectly. Yeah. He's from Lebanon. He's an Armenian American music video director.
Oh yeah.
So he's done heaps of
Thanks, dog. He's a big fan. I want you to keep a little bit of that in, just for my joke about how the dogs...
I'll keep it all in.
All right, fair enough.
So he's directed heaps of music videos from Elton John.
Oh, really?
Very popular song. Videos by Madonna as well. Big coincidence, she actually did the theme tune.
Really?
She wrote an original track. I think it's called I'll Remember. And it was for this film.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah.
I remember that's at the end there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Being very dramatic. Stuff.
Most recently, he did that Hands to Myself video by Selena Gomez. That's cool.
Cool.
He hasn't really done any other films.
There you
go. Is pretty much the only film. The other one is called Love and Other Disasters. And the other two are Madonna things. So,
cool.
He's a big fan of Madonna.
Yeah, you know what? He knows Madonna.
Yep.
Works with her. That's his thing.
It's a good reason. It stars your boy Brendan Fraser.
Love that boy.
This is he was in 4 films in 94.
Damn, he was killing it.
Yeah, it's relatively early in his career, from 1991 all the way up until 2010. He was just in every film. He was always working, and now he has sort of fallen off. He's in Doom Patrol though, so
Ooh.
Yeah, and he's in that Condor TV show that I was going to check out.
Yeah,
but
I want
didn't.
to check out his latest stuff
Yeah.
to see if he's doing any good in those. Because
He's not great in the films. He hasn't really done any films that he's memorable in because he's not in them for long.
Yeah, no.
But like in Doom Patrol, he's very, very good. So.
Oh, okay, yes. So I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And Joe Pesci's the other lead. Of
Yeah.
course, from Jimmy Hollywood, Home Alone.
Love him. Love
Yeah.
that boy. Was a little sick of him from Jimmy Hollywood, honestly, coming into this and hearing his voice again. I was like, wait, I'm really sick of him from that movie. But he won me over, so good on you. Good on you, buddy.
Who else is in this? Moira Kelly plays Courtney, and she, try and guess this, you won't.
Uh-huh.
She's from that prequel
really?
movie. Yeah, so there was a prequel film to Twin Peaks that came out at some point in the 90s. She's in that. But she also voices Nala in The Lion King.
No, really?
That's her, yeah.
Wow. So she's been around the block.
She's been
Fantastic.
around. Josh Hamilton's in this as well, and so is Patrick Dempsey, who is in great films like Transformers: Dark of the Moon.
All right, we're done.
And
Moving on.
Bridget
Moving
Jones's
on.
Baby.
I would like to say it's getting better, but that's just a diss on Transformers. So
He's definitely done some
moving
other
on.
stuff that I can bring up. He's done Brother Bear 2, direct-to-DVD sequel of that Brother Bear film.
I liked Brother Bear.
Really?
It's a good film. Yeah, no.
Okay.
It's fun. Disney film.
Was it a Disney film or was it DreamWorks?
Look, it's one of the two, and in my head, both of them are the same. What's wrong with you?
I remember there being like a Happy Meal Brother Bear toy that I used to have.
Oh, right.
That
yes.
was like
I
you
think I
push
had
the
one of
button
those.
and the kid turned into a bear or something.
Oh, yeah. I have vague memories of the same
Yeah.
thing, but I can't vision it out as an object, but I know what you're saying.
Anyway,
Because they were in like I remember it now, they had like a flippy head thing.
Yeah.
Where one head, it was like them in a suit or something.
I think
you know,
yeah, maybe
a warm
something,
coat.
yeah, something like
But
that.
then you flipped it, you clicked it, flipped it, and it was suddenly a bear now. If you flip it around, it looks like a bear. Wow, that's crazy.
Interesting.
So yeah,
Um,
fun toy.
fun toy. Anyway,
10 out of 10 McDonald's. Their toys used to be good. Anyway.
they did used to be. Now they're absolute garbage.
Yes.
This film has 17% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
It's pretty low.
Yep,
It does have
that's fair.
a cinema score of A- though, which is pretty
Ooh,
good.
A-, yeah.
And also, it gets played on like TV a lot. I think I've seen bits and pieces of this film on TV quite a bit. So people definitely enjoy it. We don't know how much it cost. I do know how much it made though. What do you guess in terms of cost? It had quite a bit of
Cost.
star power.
I'm gonna guess like 40.
40?
Maybe that's a bit high. Maybe
I think that is a
30.
bit high because like outside of the cast, there's no like fancy
Yeah, that's
camera
true.
shots or
That's
anything.
true. So maybe like I'm gonna say like 30 to 25.
30 to 25. That's
That's
a
my
pretty good
estimate.
range. What do you think it made then?
Like 10.
No, higher than that.
Higher.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm happy with that 20.
Yes, 20
Ooh,
million.
Nice. There you go.
Um,
Still a flop, but hey.
yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Box Office Mojo says that was a pretty modest figure. So I guess it made back its money then.
So it must
maybe.
have been lower than that. So
maybe it was like 10 million. I don't know.
I think it was probably at least 17. So if they're saying it's a mod, I'd guess 17
Okay.
or something like that.
So like
And they made like 3 million on it,
pretty good.
which is all right.
Yeah.
It's not anything special.
It did manage to get number one in the box office for quite a few weeks though.
Really?
So
Well, there you go.
a lot of people went out to see it, so that's good.
How much does it have in Rotten Tomatoes?
17%.
Wow.
Yes.
Scathing reviews.
Not very good.
Wow.
Audiences liked it, and that happens a lot,
Yeah,
especially
no.
with Brendan Fraser films.
Yeah, no. They don't like him.
No.
But anybody who's watched The Mummy knows that he's the key part of The Mummy. And he's the reason people watch The Mummy.
And the money.
And the money. And
The money that
watch
the mummy
Yeah, no, they watch
brought
the
in.
money because they know he's going to
Yeah.
nick it because he's homeless now.
What year was The Mummy? Was that like 96 or
I
97?
have no idea.
I
I
wanna
need
do
to
it.
rewatch those
Yeah.
films. He was great in those.
He was good. Even the third one, he was pretty good
Yeah,
in that.
no. Although I don't know, when they replace the female lead with another one, it's like, oh,
like, no one will notice. Also, here's giant yetis, and they're playing football. That was a weird film.
Oh, there's so much stuff later on. It's just bizarre.
Anyway,
what were they doing? What were they doing?
I don't know. With honors, let's do it.
Let's just jump into it.
Give me tingles.
Yeah.
It starts off with a podcaster.
It was our spiritual kin.
Yes.
As in a radio presenter doing a little intro. At first he sounds like a narrator. But it is revealed, he's actually doing a little radio show. So
this guy, the radio presenter guy, who was, of course, played by none other than Josh Hamilton. At first I was like, oh, he's a part of the uni campus radio.
Yeah.
But it's then revealed that he's just doing it from his house.
Right, yes. But he could still be part of the uni radio. He's just doing it from his house.
If he's doing it... Because, like, he would have to then pay for a license to broadcast.
Well, no,
if
maybe
it's just him in his house. Maybe...
Well, I think it's a student thing, and he's just done a thing with the student body, so he can just, like... I think he has some sort of setup that he transmits to the student thing or something like that.
He's doing some sort of morning show sort of thing.
Exactly. So he can do it early in the morning. Yeah. He's right there in his house, so he can get up in the morning and do it.
His content's not great.
What? His content's fantastic. I loved every second of him. Every second he's in this movie, single second, I loved.
Oh.
Down to the millisecond.
So he's got like lots of sound effects. Yeah. Not just recorded sound effects, live sound effects as well. Yes. Because he owns a chicken.
Yes. It's great.
That he uses in his show. So he's basically talking about how a uni life is pointless and everyone's going to fail. Yes. Which is fantastic. Love it. Again, every millisecond. Do you know what he reminded me of? Who?
Our show. Back in the day. Back in the good old day.
We were never talking about how things will fail. We were a positive show.
You were a positive show. I know I was scathing in the background.
You were pretty scathing in the background.
Yeah, that's what I do.
What a show.
That's why I think I jived with him, whereas you were like, what the heck is this dude? And you just hated him. And I was like, yeah, this guy knows what's up.
I grew to like him.
Yeah, no.
But at first it was like, what is this? What's going on?
It was really bizarre. But yeah, no, as you figured out, he is the best character. Flat out, definite, best character. Love him.
Anyway. Yeah, he does get to be pretty good. Anyway, we see Brendan Fraser. He plays a character called Monty, but we'll just call him Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser's deal is he's writing a thesis on government.
Yeah.
And his professor's like, yeah, I read a bit of your thesis. It's good. We've got faith in you. Keep it up. And he's like, cool. I'll hand it in.
I'll note that the professor takes the same hay fever drugs that I do. So there you go. I noted that. He has like a little spray bottle that you spray up your nose. And I was like, hey, I do that.
They always looked painful. Are they painful?
They're irritating. They're not painful.
Okay.
But you get used to it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I'm just not a fan of those things. Eye drops as well. Can't deal with it.
Yeah, no. It's like eye drops. It's not exactly painful. It's just very irritating. Yeah. Anyway.
So
then we cut to their house.
Yes. So
and we're introduced to all the roommates of this.
There's 4 of them, and they all get along so well.
Yeah, no, they're all very distinct personalities. My favorite boy, Radio Boy.
Radio Dude. So he's the comic relief. Fraser is
main character.
He's
then you've got
straight.
The lady who's the love interest.
Yep.
And then you've got
the fancy boy. Would you call him fancy?
Fancy boy.
Yeah, by Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah, fancy boy who's the sort of straight man. Oh, he hates everything that everyone's doing, but will come around at the very end of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shock! He did. Wow, spoilers.
What a spoiler!
Wow.
So they're all sitting around, having a bit of banter.
Yep.
Brendan Fraser goes upstairs to work on his computer to finish writing his thesis.
Then,
oh no.
Power outage. Oh my god, his thesis. The power outage has caused a failure in the memory banks. His thesis has been lost.
Oh no. He did manage to print out the first 90 pages though.
Yes.
So that's pretty good. He's just going to finish writing it.
So he grabs it up.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I've got to hand this amount in just to make sure I have this bit in because they've forced people to drop out if they haven't even come up with like the first chapter or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's going to submit this to make sure that they know he's working on it.
Yeah. He's also going to submit it by a certain time so that he can graduate with honors as well. That's where the title comes in.
That's the whole thing.
But yes.
So he's talking about the thesis is life, and the girl is like, "Oh, there's more to life than this. What are you doing? Why are you running out?" And at this point, I was really on his side more than anything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because the girl's kind of a dick. Like, yes, this is his life.
Yeah.
This is his thesis. You can get on with the rest of it after. But, like, while he's doing his thesis, this is his life. And they're not very understanding, I feel.
This seems to be a trend in the 90s. A lot of these films that we've done that have kind of, like, earnest vibes to them. They're trying to, like, hit you in the feels, that sort of film.
Yeah.
They're all pretty anti-hard work and stuff, which is... interesting.
It's not anti-hard work as much as anti, conforming and living the boring life or whatever.
It's very punk of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very punky. That's the 90s in general.
It is the 90s.
90s. Very punky.
Yep.
He's running to make sure that he can submit this before they close everything up because it's about nighttime now. And he trips over.
Oh no.
And in comical 90s fashion, the thesis falls into a grate.
Yep.
The grate leads into the boiler room of the library.
Yeah, the library at Harvard. Yeah. So it falls in there and he's like, oh no, but it's locked.
Yes, so the girl's like, oh, I know the guard. She goes and distracts him. He runs in, gets into the boiler room. Oh, there's a homeless man. Homeless man has got my thesis. And what is he doing?
He's just burning a couple of the pages to keep himself warm.
Yep, he's cold and he's burning it. He runs in, he's like, no, that's mine. And then the homeless man pulls out a poker and starts defending himself. They're getting a bit of a sort of backing off from each other. It's like, oh, give me that, that's mine. And he's like, finders keepers, losers weepers.
And that's when I went, oh, that's Joe Pesci. You can tell straight away because his accent is so iconic.
Yes, nope. So far in this movie, it had lost me at this point. And I was like, oh, no, that's not going to help. And so they do a bit of negotiating.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hollywood, he asks for a donut. He's like, oi, get me a donut and I'll give you a page of your thesis. And he's like, all right.
If you get one thing for me, I'll give you back one page. Yeah. There are 83 pages. That's 83 things Brendan Fraser has got to do for Pesci.
Yep.
One thing I want, glazed donut. Second thing I want, clean underpants. You give me both of those, you get 2 pages.
Yep. And so they go off, they get some donuts, they examine them to get a nice perfect donut because he wants a perfect one, not a regular old donut. He wants a perfectly glazed one.
And his roommates are like, what are you doing this for him? Is he even human? And Brendan Fraser's like,
I know he's a human being. I smelled him.
That's right. I smelled him. He's definitely a human.
That's the quote. I love it. That's one of my favorite quotes. I know he's a human being. I smelt him. And then they talk about, getting money to swap for it.
And then he's like, no, I'm just going to call the security at the uni and get him kicked out. So they do that. Cops come along, they arrest him, but they can't find the thesis. They don't know where it is.
Yep, they search him and they search the boiler room, but they cannot find it.
They can't find it. So Brendan Fraser goes over to the court.
Yeah,
he sees that Pesci is there trying to, get his way out.
He gets out of a few charges, but annoys the judge so much, the judge gives him contempt of court.
Yep.
With a $50 fine. And so he bails Joe Pesci out.
Yep.
And he's like, "Oi, give me my thesis."
And he's like, "No, I don't have nowhere to sleep now."
Yeah, you idiot. You got me kicked out of my place.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, douchebag.
And Fraser's like, "Fine.
You loser.
You can sleep in this car that's in our house."
A van. It's very distinctly, what is it? A Combi van or whatever it is.
It's a fairly old van with some bedding. And he's like, all right then, every night that I stay here, you get a page. If I get food, you get a page. Stuff like that. So they come up with a pretty solid a deal there.
Then he goes inside, talks it out with his roommates. Of course, Fancy Boy is not happy at all with this situation. He's like, no! Oh we cannot have a homeless man. What if my father or mother were to walk in? This is exactly like how he speaks.
Exactly how he talks.
And this is preposterous. How could you do this? And then they argue for a bit.
I've got a quote here saying, my cock is a lot cleaner than your bum.
Yes, I know.
In regards to the rooster, of course.
Yes, so what happens is the radio guy's also arguing against having a bum near their house, and of course Fraser's like, no, well, you have a cock running around. And of course he replies, yes, but my cock is a lot cleaner than your bum.
I get it, alright.
Which is another great quote.
What a great character. This radio guy is so good.
I love him. He's the best character.
Yep.
You're wrong. About 5 minutes ago in the movie, I started enjoying it again.
Yeah.
I was starting to get back into it because really, I think this movie does really bad at the start of the movie, trying to get you into it. Maybe it's just because Jimmy Hollywood left me scarred.
Oh yeah, that was not a good film.
Did I rate that a goodie or an oldie?
Oh, you definitely gave it an oldie. We both gave that an oldie.
Okay, I'm glad I did, because looking back on it, I'm like, oh, it's just,
It's not very good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but he's pretty good in this. I really like him in this.
No, I don't think he's bad. I just think the movie script or idea for that whole thing. Wasn't he like co-directing that or something?
I think he like wrote it. Yeah.
Anyway.
It's then also revealed that Fraser's crushing on Courtney. And
wow,
there's this
shock.
What a shock. There's whoa. You mean the only point to have a female character in this film is for her to be a love interest? What a shock.
What is this? The 90s?
Oh, wow. There's this scene where she's showering and they're talking.
Yes.
And he's like, man, I've never wanted to be a razor so bad.
Yes. Because she's shaving her legs. And it's like,
what a scene.
Boy. What a great quote. Thanks, Fraser. You idiot.
I think that might be one that he ad-libbed on the spot.
Yeah.
That feels like a Fraser
quote.
It
was great. I love it. Good on you, Fraser.
So Brendan Fraser's like, look, we're feeding you. You've got a place to sleep. That's all well and good. But you don't have any money.
But yes, no, he needs to get welfare or whatever checks.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, because they want him to pay for stuff, but he can't work.
He really botches up the interview.
Oh yes, no, he acts his usual self, which is kind of confronting. And the lady has none of it, and she's like, nope, can't help him if he's not cooperating.
There's one point where he's like, yes, I was born on a full moon and my mother abandoned me, so I was raised by a she-wolf. And she's like,
yes.
None of this, I'm having none of this.
Yeah, no, he says several things, like, what's your date of birth? And he goes, so what state were you born in? And he replies, infancy. That sort of rubbish. It's
anyway,
good.
But he and Fraser, they're starting to bond.
Yeah.
He's definitely a bit of a father figure, though, because we learn at this point that Fraser's dad left when he was 5.
Yeah.
And he believes that he died shortly before he went to Harvard.
Yeah.
And so he definitely looks to Pesci as a bit of a father figure. So the next night, it's real cold outside.
Yes.
It's real cold.
Mr. Fraser, he's like, oh man, we should have the homeless man inside.
Yeah, we should get him to sleep in the cellar.
But then Fancy Boy is like, no, we cannot have this riffraff entering our house.
No.
That would be utterly preposterous. If you were to do such a thing, I would not pay my rent, and I'm going to leave, so don't, you pricks. Exact quote.
And Fraser's like, I don't care. Just
all right,
whatever.
Sure. I guess we won't help the homeless man.
Guess we'll just leave him outside.
So he goes to talk with the homeless man. The homeless man's like, hey, I'll give you 2 pages a night if you'll let me sleep in the cellar. And Fraser gives him some lame excuses, which the homeless man is like, he's lying to me.
Isn't he like, it's flooded down there?
And so, sorry about that. Homeless man decides, you know what, stuff this, I'm out.
Yeah.
Deal's off. You're not getting your thesis back.
And so he leaves just before Christmas break.
Thank goodness. I was beginning to smell him on everything.
No.
Actually, disgusting. disgusting.
We can't have that now, can we? I'm your brother. That's not in the film, but I am in this episode of the podcast.
That's very bizarre. I mean, he clearly has family because at this point in the movie, he leaves along with the rest of the
Yes, he
people in the
does.
house.
Yeah.
Just leaving Mr. Fraser over for Christmas.
All the housemates are leaving, and Courtney's like, "Why don't you go to your parents? You could come over to New York, hang out with us if you want. Just
and
get out of the
Fraser's
house."
like, nah, I gotta do my thesis. He's missing his friend. He's like,
missing
oh,
his
man,
friend.
why did he leave? I didn't
Yep.
mean to lie to him.
And then one of Jimmy Hollywood's friends comes over,
Yeah.
and he's got this package which contains all the rest of his thesis.
And he's like, oh, yes, my thesis.
I've got it
Nice.
back. This is real good.
But he talks with the homeless guy, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, where's my friend? And they have a back and forth, and he's like, oh, he's at this sort of church's shelter.
Yeah.
And he's like,
He was feeling a bit sick, so he went to the shelter.
yes, and he was like, is it a good shelter? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's a pretty good shelter.
Yeah.
Anyway, he goes to find this shelter, to find Jimmy. And it turns out the shelter doesn't exist.
No, it's just an alleyway.
Yeah, it's literally just an alleyway. And so he finds good old Jimmy sort of lying, huddled in this alleyway. And he's like, nah, that's it. I'm taking you to my place.
Yep. So he takes him to his place. He lets him stay in the radio guy's room. It's revealed that, his lungs are failing him because he used to work at a shipyard.
Yeah,
And,
the shipyard knew that the fumes and stuff from the ships would kill them, but didn't tell them.
No.
Which is very dog, not cool.
Not
very
a good move.
Very uncool
No.
of them. Except it made me lots of money, so I don't care. It's me, rich boy again.
Turns out this...
I've got to bring this character back. I feel like this could be a recurring character.
Yes, it's the new Doctor from Blink who we haven't heard from in a while.
Yes, the new Doctor. Right, yes, he was a fancy boy, wasn't
Yes.
he? I completely forgot
He showed up in a
about
few
him.
episodes and we forgot about him.
Yes, just like in the movie.
Yes.
Forgettable. Yes.
Ooh. I think the illness isn't treatable though.
Yeah, no, it turns out later on in the movie they go to the doctors and the doctor's like, yep, no, he's dying. We can't do anything about it.
Can't
So, yeah.
do anything.
So, homeless guy is hanging out at the house.
Yep.
And it's at Christmas. They're having a Christmas together. Homeless man, he makes a wonderful dinner. While he's making this, Mr. Fraser, he decides that his thesis, after all this trouble of getting it, he's like, you know what? This thesis is garbage.
Oh no, it's a very good thesis, don't you say?
Yes, I'd say it's a good thesis, but the character seems to think not so much because
No.
he's met this homeless man and he's turned his life view around, so he tosses it.
He tosses the entire thesis and he's like, I'm going to write a brand new one.
Yes, quite.
And so he starts, but then Joe Pesci's like, dinner time.
Dinner time, and they come down and there's this brilliant roast.
Yep, it's a roast chicken.
Tables full and it's fantastic, and they start chowing down, and Fraser's like, oh, so where did you get this stuff? Did you go outside? And he's like, no, I didn't go out.
No.
I just used things that are around. And he's like, oh yeah, where did you get the chicken? And he said, oh, I just used whatever was available in the house.
Yep.
And he's like, what?
Oh no.
What does that mean?
He's eating
like,
radio chicken.
no. Did you eat the radio chicken? He did. He in fact killed and plucked the radio chicken.
Okay, now look, here's the thing. Was it established that radio chicken was a rooster?
Yes.
You don't eat roosters.
Yeah?
You do not eat roosters.
Why not?
They are so tough.
Oh, really?
They are not good for food. You
Well, there
don't
you
want
go.
to eat the roosters. Especially, well, you can eat a rooster, but if it's an older one, and it looked like this rooster was fairly old.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty
You
sure
don't-
it would have
you
been
don't eat
garbage chicken, but for the movie they used a prop,
Yeah.
which was a regular chicken.
All
Anyway.
I'm saying,
No, you're right.
probably
you're
not the
very
best
right.
chicken to eat, but also,
Beggars can't be choosers.
yeah. Anyway, the housemates come back.
Right, yes. So
And
Fancy Boy comes back. He comes in and he's like, oh, I'm busting for the party.
Yes.
Got to go take a huge dump. Yes. Quite. Let
yes.
us go in here. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. And the homeless guy who is in the toilet at the moment using it is like, holy? You think this one's holy? It looks regular to me.
It's a good quote.
It's a good quote. It's a
Very
good
good quote. radio guy does not care that Chicken's dead.
Yeah, no, he's almost pleased that his chicken's dead after it's bit him, and he's like, yeah, no, that chicken sucked.
And then there's just a montage of them having fun. Fraser's writing his new thesis, and he's got such a good face while doing it. He's having so much fun.
There's a real weird scene, which I think you're planning to use as the picture.
I'll try and use it for the picture of the episode.
Because it was he made such a dumb face, and he's just clapping the keyboard like a classic 90s actor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Even Fancy Boy starting to warm up to Pesci.
Like, Hobo fellow sure is knowledgeable on the day-to-day occurrences, such as my inability to see the brighter side of life and such. And oh, is he making French toast? I love French toast. That's a thing in the movie.
Yeah.
That's not just a bit I'm doing.
No,
that's a
it's not.
thing. He was like, oh, French toast? Love it.
I'll eat it. And then he eats it, and he's like, that's a good French toast.
Yep, you know what? This hobo would make an excellent manservant. Yes! I should not have judged him. He is above the riffraff.
Oh,
he is like a less bad riffraff. Like a servant. Yes.
Yeah. And then back at home, Pesci has a bit of a breathing attack.
Yes.
Lots of breath.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. He's dying. The housemates are trying to comfort him, and he's like, there's one thing I want to do. Tomorrow, I'm going to go visit my son. Yes, the son which he left when he was young and rash and all that.
Yeah.
They go on this road trip in the van. Even the rich boy, he comes along in the end. He's like, we should help this.
Yeah.
We should help this manservant out. He deserves it for being such a good manservant.
They go on the road trip despite the fact that all their theses are due that day.
Yes.
And they're like, well, we're not going to graduate with honours. We're just going to go and help out this guy.
Couldn't they have, I'm not going to criticize the film because it's very dramatic and all.
Yeah.
But could they not have just submitted their theses then?
Well, because I don't think Fraser finished his.
All
All the others definitely could have handed theirs in. Right. But I think he had to still write up a couple things.
Yes. So maybe they did, but he didn't. Yeah. That's
anyway. They go to Pesci's son's house.
Homeless dude sees his son. He's like, "You're looking good." It's revealed that the homeless guy has a granddaughter.
Yeah, he has a granddaughter.
But he'll never know her because he left them and they don't want to talk to him. It gets very emotional.
He does apologize, which it looks like the son appreciates for a moment, but it's,
They driving all the way back.
Yeah.
Lie him down on a bed.
Yeah.
They talk to him for a bit. They read him a story. And he dies.
He passes away, that's right.
Good old death.
He does.
Then they have a bit of a eulogy scene at the funeral.
At the funeral, he calls them all his family. He says that they were his family, which is nice.
Yep, and he makes jokes like how the rich boy's the one who flushes, and the radio guy's the one who knows how to talk.
Yeah.
And then Fraser's a good boy.
Yeah, he was like a son to him in his last couple months. Fraser goes to his thesis advisor, and his advisor's like, no, I don't like the idea of the thesis that you've rewritten. I preferred your previous idea about the Constitution, not this one about optimism for the future. Don't like that.
No, the whole world's going to pot.
Yes.
But because I'm actually a decent fellow in the end, as it's revealed, I'll say that I support the fact that you have a different opinion.
I will.
Because people don't agree with my opinion. You're very good, but because you're late, you don't get honours.
Nope, you can't graduate with honours, but also I can tell that you don't care because you've clearly had a life-changing event just happen to you, so...
Yes,
good on you.
Without this part of the film, there would be no point in the title.
There would be no closure, and the title wouldn't be there.
Yes, so I guess
it would just be called Homeless Man. There is a weird scene, though, right at the end where he goes to the library to return the book that Pesci was reading. And it's so obviously a green screen. Yeah, he shows up to the library with the book.
Yeah, but you pointed that out.
Yeah.
And you were like... But then he puts the book down on the table and you're like, wait, is it not green screen? But it was very clearly green screen after that. Because the book then magically disappears. I pointed out after, which is... Yeah.
Anyway, and they all graduate without honours, but none of them care about that. And the film ends, and that is with honours. That's the movie. What did you think? It was
honestly
a pretty good
at
change
the
of pace.
start. It really put me off, and I feel like that's a definite criticism I have for the film, because at the start I didn't like anyone. I hated everything.
Yep.
I was listening to Nickelback. I was just in a bad place. But then we got past the Nickelback and into the actual part of the movie.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the rest of the film, and I thought it was actually entertaining, and I got sort of lost into it. So first part of the movie, old and bad. Rest of the movie, goodie.
All right.
That's a majority, so I'm rating it.
You're rating this one a goodie.
I am actually rating it a goodie because I enjoyed it.
That's
and
great.
The thing with goodies is I consider, would I watch it again?
Yeah.
Would I go for a second run? And this movie, probably.
Nice.
I could watch it again.
Okay, so you would go for a goodie with this one?
Yeah.
That's interesting. For me,
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen this film before, but done better. While I did like Brendan Fraser's performance, and Joe Pesci was pretty good in this, I really liked him.
Yeah.
Very funny moments. I felt like I'd seen this film before, and it kind of I wasn't bored. Yeah. But I didn't care about any of it.
I can see why you wouldn't like it.
Oh, it's not that I didn't like it. I liked it.
I can see how you hated this.
I enjoyed this film.
I can see how you just never want to see a movie done by Fraser ever again.
No, we are doing a lot of films by him this year because he's in a lot.
Let's do, because I love him.
Yeah, I didn't not like the film. I enjoyed it. I had some I had some fun times with it, but I couldn't get past the fact that it felt like I had seen this done before and done better, and therefore I feel like that's the definition of an oldie. So I am gonna have to go for the high end of an oldie for me.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going goodie. Probably would skip the first part of the film to get into the real juice, real juicy parts.
No,
it's like a steak that's been overseared. Just break it open, eat that juice.
just like the chicken.
Oh yeah, break open that chicken, stuff that chicken. You know, that chicken had it coming.
What?
That
chicken was a bit of a.
I mean, he bit the radio guy. Yeah, he deserved it.
That's right.
All I'm saying is the rooster deserved it.
Zach, the rooster deserved it. 2019.
Quote of the century.
But yeah, I will say, glad I watched it. Also, I don't not like Joe Pesci now. Because after Jimmy Hollywood, I was like, I don't think I can watch a film where he's the lead. We just watched a film where he's the lead and he's really good in it. So,
so there you go. Yeah, no, he redeemed himself in this movie, I felt. So there you go.
Yeah. And that brings us to the end of the episode. Before we go through where you can keep in touch with us, though, before we even choose what we're doing next episode.
What?
I had an idea. In between our last two recording sessions, I had an idea, and I shot it over to you on Facebook, and you were like,
"Oh yeah, that's alright." That's my exact quote. "Oh yeah, that's fine."
At the end
sounds alright.
At the end of every.
Sounds good.
At the end of every.
Good.
At the end of every.
Now I'm gonna interrupt you again. Yeah, go.
At the end of every.
Jokes. It was a prank. I'm interrupting you again.
Rule of 6.
Yes.
At the end of each film synopsis, after we've rated it, I thought it could be fun to pitch a sequel and or spin-off to the movie that we just saw. Yeah. Because we all know that there aren't enough sequels to films that don't deserve sequels. Yeah. I don't know if this is the best film to start off with this on. Yeah. I think last week probably could have done it.
I've already got the perfect one.
Alright, what's your...
No, Sandra, I want you to do yours. I want to destroy yours.
It is, with honours too, 4 honours.
Right. Is this post-apocalyptic?
It is. World War III breaks out.
Yes, that's what I thought. It is World War III.
And Brendan Fraser has to fight in it.
Yeah.
And he's got to fight for honour.
He meets an old soldier.
Where
the old soldier
down on his luck.
Yeah, down on his luck, and he just meets the age requirements.
Yeah.
But he's an old veteran or whatever. They go through the thing. He's like, yeah, you want to be honorably discharged, but that's not everything in life. I'm going to teach you a life lesson.
Exactly.
And we just do what every sequo's done so far, which is just repeat.
Exact same film. Except set during World War III.
Yeah.
And Joe Pesci's character is played by Robin Williams.
Oh, nice.
That's
I
how
like
I'd
that.
cast. None of the rest of the cast show up. It's just
Yep.
Brendan Fraser and Robin Williams. They
Yep.
all died off screen or something.
Yep.
They couldn't afford to get
No,
them back.
I want... and all right, here's my pitch.
All right. So, what is your pitch for a sequel and or
With
spin-off?
honors, Resurrection.
Oh no!
Where he's back from the grave. And you know what? He wants revenge.
She wants revenge. Revenge on who?
The government.
Oh,
for
no.
screwing him over. And now, the only people who know him are these 4 characters. So the military get him in. They're like, you're the only guys who knew this homeless man. You know his weaknesses. You know his strengths. We're going to make you into a crack squad. You're going to have to do this for the honor of the country. For the honor of the people.
They've got to do it
For the
with
honor
honors.
of the US. But
That sounds awful, but I'd watch it.
But in the end, he can't do it because he loves the old homeless man. And the homeless man kills him. But
Wait,
then real...
wait. Joe Pesci kills Brendan Fraser?
Yes.
Wait, so hang on.
Here's the ending.
Okay.
Okay, I'll explain. So they're doing this fight scene, but everyone's out of ammo, and he's killed the other 3 people. Oh no, he hasn't killed. He's just maimed.
He's
just
maimed the
them.
other 3.
And Fraser goes up to him. It's like stabs him. But then, as he does that, Fraser's like, "Oh, but you still would have been a good dad." And he collapses. And then Joe Pesci comes to his senses, and he's like, oh, "No, how could I have done this?" And he leans over on his body, picks him up, and is like, "No, he died with honor."
This sounds awful.
Yes,
That sounds terrible.
and that's it. Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
And it's really bad. It bombs way worse than this one, and no one has any interest in it. The end.
I'd definitely watch it though. Anyway, that is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed it, please tell a friend. That's the best way to get the word out. Also, you can like us on Facebook. That's another good way.
Chuck us an email. Message us on Instagram.
That's right.
Message us on the Facebook. Do we have SoundCloud?
We don't have SoundCloud. I keep saying this. We're never.
I keep bringing it up just for a joke. Anyway.
But yeah, if you want to get in touch with us, all those things you just mentioned, please do. Have a lot of fun. We'll see you next Friday when we review.
Yes.
None of us are choosing because only one film came out in the first week of May. It is
3 Ninjas Kick Back.
That's the title.
Which is, what is it, the second movie?
It is the second film, although chronologically the third.
What?
In a
Sorry, explain that to me.
kids martial arts comedy series called 3 Ninjas.
What do you mean chronologically it's the third movie?
I'll get to that.
I'm going to pester you till you do. Yep.
So they shot 3 Ninjas and the original sequel, 3 Ninjas Knuckle Up, back to back. But then...
So wait, is that the first movie?
And the third movie in
the
a series
third
of
movie.
4 films.
Really?
They shot the first one and the third one back to back, but there were a couple distribution issues with the company that led to the second film turned third film pushed back to 95. So they did what any respectable filmmaker would do and rushed out a sequel set
in between the films?
Well, that's the thing that I'm not sure. Chronologically, according to Wikipedia, a very trusted source, it's the third installment in terms of
like
order
a
of
weird
release.
Prequel thing?
Because that would make the third one a prequel to the second one, but a sequel to the first one.
What?
Anyway,
that's so confusing.
Next week we've got no choice but to do 3 Ninjas Kick Back.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Yeah. I don't know if we should watch the second one first because this sounds very confusing. Do you want to watch like the first one?
Yes.
Yeah, because
I think we will need to watch the first one for context.
Yeah,
and we usually go back and forth on who watches the first one.
But how about I also watch it?
We both watch the first one.
Yeah, both watch the first one and just watch the first one, second one, and third one, and just sort of review them.
You want to do the third one as well?
I don't know about we'll see about the third one.
I mean, we can do the third one, but then we've sort of got to do the fourth one as well.
Wait, there's a fourth one?
There's 4 of them, yeah.
So do we watch it 1, 3, 2?
I kind of like
Would
the
that make
idea
it
of
better?
watching them in order of release,
Yeah,
because that sounds like a mess.
I say we all watch them in order of release, and then probably we won't want to watch them ever again, but figure out how they would work once they were released.
So we're gonna do 3 films. We're gonna do all 3 of them.
Well, we can try. I don't want to say promises.
For content's sake, we sort of have to do them all now because you brought it up.
I don't. Oh.
All right, so next episode, the entire Three Ninjas franchise, apparently.
What?
In that, we'll watch the first one for context.
Yes.
We'll watch the second one because that's the one that came out in '94.
Right.
We'll watch the third one because that's a prequel to the second one.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably do the fourth one for like another episode.
Yeah, cool.
Fun fact though, this is the first film so far that we've reviewed that's got a video game adaptation.
What?
There's a video game based on Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Which is?
It's like a side-scrolling beat-em-up platformer.
Yep.
I think it's on the Mega Drive. It's on the Super NES as well.
That would be an interesting segment. All right.
So join us next episode where it's all things Three Ninjas because we don't have a choice. That's the only thing that came out.
Oh, well, there you go.
That'll be out next Friday because we are on schedule now and it's looking good. Let's wrap up with our favorite quotes.
Do you want to say the quote?
I will say my favorite quote.
Okay.
Which is, I was born on a full moon. My mum didn't like me though and she abandoned me and I was raised by a she-wolf.
That's a good one. That is a actual quote from the film,
Yep.
which is amazing. My favourite is, of course, my cock is a lot cleaner than your bum, which is also a line in this film.
Taken out of context.
It's so good.
Oh.
It's such a good line.
All right.
Oh, ridiculous.
What a way to end it. Farewell.
It's true. Bye.